Part 40. I'm just going to read the rest of this and then I'll explain it. They were standing afar off for Babylon, saying that in 1 hour thy judgment has come, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth her merchandise any more. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all fine wood and all manner vessels of ivory and all manner vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. And the fruit that thy soul lusted after hath departed from thee, and all things which are dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt not find them no more at all. And the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster and the company of ships and sailors, and as many as trade by the sea, stood afar off and cried, when the smoke of their torment and their burning, saying, What is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, the great city wherein we made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour she is made desolate. And who was going to be left desolate? Now for the rest of it. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God has avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and did cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And the voice of harpers and musicians and pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. And no craftsman of whosoever crafty be shall be found no more at all in thee. And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and the voice and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For the merchants were the great men of the earth, talking about the merchants of Jerusalem again. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived, and in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and all that were slain upon the earth. Jesus went into the temple and kicked over the tables, the money changers. He said that they made his house a den of thieves. They said in history that if you had not seen Herod's temple, you had not seen architecture, that it was the greatest building on earth, and it was decked with gold, precious stones, pearls. And these guys had the trade routes coming into Rome. They bought and sold slaves from Rome. They had the trade routes coming in from China, where silk was still a mystery back then, and they sold silk. And they had the money changers in the temple, and they made Rome rich. Why do you think Rome put up with them so long? And they had the trade routes by the sea and coming up from Egypt and Syria and you name it. Almost everything that came into Rome, not almost everything, they got a lot through war. But the trade route, Jerusalem was the best trade route going into Rome, and more things came through there than anywhere else to supply the whole world at that time. Stay tuned.